If there's any story out there that will tell you that life changes in the blink of an eye, you know when we say, man, it was all good just yesterday. This is that story right here. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the material without further delay. Atlanta rapper Silento just got sentenced to 30 years behind bars after pleading guilty to taking the life of his own cousin. If you don't think you know Silento, I bet you know this song. Watch me whip, watch me nae nae. Okay, watch me whip, whip. Watch me nae nae. Okay, do the stinky leg, do the stinky leg, do the stinky leg. Now watch me do it. Now watch me whip, whip. Watch me nae nae. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is my daughter, who is now 11 years old, when she was 4 and 3, that song had to be on repeat all day, and it was her favorite song until she was about 6 or 7 years old. We heard that song in my house at least 50 times a day, and that's probably understating it, for about 3 to 4 years straight. I kid you not. That song today has 1 point something billion views on YouTube with a B, and I'm pretty sure that my daughter Nika gave that song at least a million views by herself. It was that catchy. Silento also had other songs as well. I was wondering what happened to him and how he just like disappeared from the scene until I found out recently that he was incarcerated. So speed up to 2025 today. Today is the 11th. And let's get into what's popping. So Silento, the Atlanta rapper known for his hit song Watch Me Whip, Nae Nae, he pleaded guilty, but he also pled mentally ill on Wednesday, yesterday, to voluntary manslaughter and other charges in the 2021 shooting death of his 34-year-old cousin. Now, listen, I done heard all types of rumors about what was going on. I heard Silento killed his cousin to hide the fact that he himself, Silento, is gay, and him and his cousin was having inappropriate relationships, and his cousin was a bit older than he was and was the one who got him into the lifestyle, and he was messing with drugs that was messing with his mind, and he got to a place where, you know, he ended up taking his cousin's life. I don't know how true that is. That's one of the rumors that's out there. However, the 27-year-old rapper, he's 27 now. His legal name is Ricky Lamar Hawk. He was sentenced yesterday to 30 years in prison. DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston said in a statement. He also pled guilty to aggravated assault, possessing a gun while committing a crime, and concealing the death of another human being. A murder charge was dropped as part of his plea agreement. He was actually officially charged initially with malice murder. That carries life in prison without the possibility of parole. He pled to a lesser charge with, of course, mental illness. DeKalb County Police found Frederick Rooks III, which is his Silento's cousin, shot. He was shot in the legs and he was shot in his face in the early morning hours of January 1st, 2021, outside of a home in a suburban area near Decatur, Georgia. Police said that they found 10 bullet casings near his body, and security video footage from a nearby home showed a white BMW SUV speeding away shortly after the gunshots were fired. A family member of the deceased told the police that Silento, their other family member, had picked up the deceased person in a white BMW SUV And of course, the police did their investigation, and GPS data and other cameras in the area put Silento's vehicle at the site of the shooting. It wasn't hard to track him back. Silento then confessed. About 10 days later, after he was arrested, the police said he confessed fully to taking the life of his cousin. Ballistics testing also matched the bullet casings that were found at the scene, those 10 bullet casings around the body of his cousin. And when they tested them, yep, they matched the gun that Silento was actually carrying with him when he was arrested. His cousin's brother and sister told DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Courtney L. Johnson before Silento was sentenced that he should have gotten a longer sentence. This is his own family members, and they told the judge he should have got a longer sentence. 30 years is nothing. He should have got life without parole. He should have got at least 60, 70 years then. The rapper, Silento, he was actually a high school junior in the suburban areas of Atlanta in 2015 when he released the hit song Watch Me Whip, Nae Nae, and watched it skyrocketed into a dance craze, into a platinum selling song, into a song that took him around the world as a junior in high school. Silento made multiple other albums, but he said in an interview with the medical talk show The Doctors in 2019 that back then he said, I was struggling with depression and I had grown up in a family where he witnessed mental illness and violence. And the crazy thing is, he said all this before anything like this happened in his life. That he comes from a bloodline of people who have mental illnesses, and he saw violence around him on a regular basis. He also said on that show, I've been fighting demons my whole life. My whole life. Kind of remind me of The Color Purple. All my life I had to fight. You know, that's the way he sounded. Like it came from that place of somebody who really has been fighting demons their whole life. And when I saw it back in 2019, I said, damn. So that might be the reason why he is not making any more music. And you know, something else that hits really hard that you have to be prepared for. The fame and the fortune comes at you fast, right? One day you're a regular person, you put your music out, the next day you just blow up. And after that, you just keep on blowing up. And then you're in heavy demand and your life changed. And then now you're on the road with a manager and a stylist and a rep, and they're going here and there and doing interviews everywhere. That was Silento's life. And he actually had a song where he talked about all the places he had been, different countries, seeing different cultures, and he was loving it. And then you don't have another hit song to back that song up, and you kind of fade into the background, and now you're going back to being normal, and you don't know how to handle it, right? Or at the height of your fame, you're surrounded by a bunch of people who are like, yes, yes, yes. You want to try drugs? Yes. You want to stay up all night? Yes. Sleep deprive your body? Yes. Poor nutrition, eat anything you want? Yes. It's just all yes, because you are the money maker. And they need you to keep on staying on the road, touring, making music, doing these interviews, so that they can keep on getting paid as long as you're getting paid as well. You become a product, right? And you got to think that that type of lifestyle with underlying mental issues unchecked or undiagnosed already, sooner or later, the powder keg is about to blow. When he said, I've been fighting demons my whole life, And this is 2019. Depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure. That's what he said. I don't know if people don't go back and listen. He said depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure. And he was urging other people actually on that show. He was like, if you're going through something, if you're feeling something, please go get some help. Now, while everybody is looking at you, they're also judging you, he said. I don't know if I can truly be happy. I don't know if these demons will ever go away. Man, you know, that kind of reminds me that you got to pray and you got to speak happiness and you got to speak life over yourself, over your life. You know, when you start walking around and repeating the same things, I think it's like you're casting a spell over your life. So he was walking around talking about how depressed he was and how he comes from a family of people with mental health issues, and he saw a lot of violence growing up. Who would ever think that a child who made a song that was so happy and so catchy was coming from a super dark place? And it plagued him, and the fame did not make it any better. Like he said in his own words, depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure. Listen, he begged people to get help if they were feeling any way. Silento said some prolific words. I don't know if I can truly be happy. I don't know if these demons will ever go away. Silento had been struggling in the months before his arrest. His publicist, Chanel Hudson, had said that he had actually tried to kill himself in 2020 after this interview that he did in 2019 where he said all these things. Between the time he attempted to take himself out and the time he had done these interviews, and this interview in particular, and said these things, it had only been a couple of months. It was like he was trying to warn the world or tell the world that I'm not in a good place. But even while he was trying to tell other people to go get some help if you're feeling a certain type of way, he himself didn't know how to pull himself out of that hole. So in August of 2020, Silento was arrested in Santa Ana, California, but on a domestic violence charge. The next day, the Los Angeles Police Department charged him with assault with a deadly weapon after witnesses said that he entered a home where he didn't know anyone at that home looking for his girlfriend, and he had a hatchet with him, and he swung the hatchet at two people before he was disarmed. Showed up at strange house looking for his girlfriend. Nobody there knew him, and he knew nobody there. He was bugging out. In October of 2020, Silento was arrested after the police said that they clocked him driving 143 miles per hour. That's 230 kilometers per hour on Interstate 85 in DeKalb County. Hudson, his publicist, said at the time of Silento's arrest for the killing of his cousin, that was a breaking point. At this point, he was suffering immensely from a series of mental health issues. And, you know, everything just culminated into what it turned out to be. As far as we know, he still has not given a motive as to why he took his cousin's life. Maybe somewhere down the road, you know, when they do one of those throwback videos, interviews, go do an interview with the Nae Nae kid behind bars, he won't be a kid anymore, to try to figure out why you did it. Maybe he'll be in a more sober place. Maybe he'll be in a place where he understands what happened and he's now willing to talk about it. Maybe it'll be everything that the rumors said it was. Or maybe it'll be, I just lost my mind. We had an argument and I lost my mind. I don't even know why I did it. We don't know. I'll close this video by saying this. If you're feeling any type of way out of yourself, go get some help. Don't be afraid. I tell people like this. If you can't whisper it loud enough for somebody to hear it, scream it out loud. They might look at you and say, damn, he's screaming loud as hell and he's crazy or she's crazy. But you know what? You will get attention and you will probably get the help you need. Please don't just go out in silence. Your life is worth so much more. I just feel like Silento was super talented. And if he had gotten the help, if he knew how to communicate, but that's the nature of the beast. Mental health, I've seen it silence people to where they are crying silently for help. And they die around people who would have helped them if they understood what was happening. It's a sad way to go out. He's not dead, but he did take a life. And people close to the person whose life he took are mourning. He's not dead, but his life is in a messed up situation. And I don't care how anybody put it, prison is not a good place. He is young, he is soft, or on the softer side when you talk about ruggedness. I don't know how he's going to fare in prison, but he's going to have to survive. 30 years? Whew, that's a long time. But I wish him all the best. So yeah, the kid that sang Whip and Nae Nae is going to prison for 30 long years. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.